Right, so in this video, I want to take another look at geometry nodes and a little experiment to extrude edges and create this sort of this effect. I've got an icosphere with extruded edges and a displacement cloud effect on those to create sort of like a fabric or material all coming out from this sphere shape. So let's get started. So new general file, and we're going to get rid of the cube. So I'll press X and delete. I'm going to press Shift A and add an icosphere. And I'm going to go into the geometry nodes, and I'm going to be using a mixture of geometry nodes and modifiers. So I'm going to press new. I've got the geometry in there. And with the geometry nodes, I'm going to press Shift A S and search for delete geometry. And I'm going to put that node in there. Now that's deleted everything. But if I change the all to only faces, it deletes just the faces, and that's what I want. I'm going to add in a subdivision surface, and I'm going to pop that in above. And you can see we get a more interesting shape that way. Okay, let's click back on the geometry nodes, and now I want to extrude the edges. So I'm going to press Shift A S and type extrude. I think extrude mesh is right. So I'm going to select, instead of faces, I'm going to choose edges, and that extrudes all the edges. But if I add in a random value, so Shift A S, a random value, I can select just some of those edges. But before I do that, instead of float, I'm going to choose Boolean. And I'm going to pop that into the selection. So now that's selecting just some of those edges. I'm going to reduce the extent to which those are extruding. Now the next part is I want to add a displacement modifier. So I'm going to go to displace, and I'm going to create a new texture. And I'm going to edit that texture. So I'm going to click on the texture tool, and I'm going to choose, I'm going to go back to my modifier panel,